This is Umar for BoxNation. We're at the opening party for Duffy Boxing Gym here in East London, owned by Johnny Nelson and Spencer Oliver. I'm joined by Spencer Oliver. Proud to get this underway, Spence?
Absolutely, Umar. You know what I mean? It was always important to us. It was a vision that we always had, a dream really that's now turned into a reality. So how it come about was Kieran Duffy, a guy that used to box, who was a good friend of mine. He had a dream about opening a gym as well. We knew another associate called another friend of ours really, in Chris Kenning. He sort of backed it all. Anyway, long story short, not going through all the boredom of it all. Yeah, we've managed to get our first gym up and running off. It's only a stone throw away from the Olympic Park, and I think the idea was to give something back to this community. You know, there's a lot of knife crime, gun crime around this area, and you go, if we can get some of those kids off the streets into a boxing gym, you know what I mean? And this is for all levels. It's not about professional boxing. This is for kids that just want to train. You know, get them off the streets and teach them the life skills that they need, teach them the discipline that they need that will put them on the right track in life. And I think that was the dream for us. That was the vision for us. Some geezer nearly come steaming through a football then. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Look, this is the mothership, and we're planning to open them up and down the country. But that was sort of like the idea that we had, and it looks cool in there, don't it? And do you know what I mean? It's going to be really good. Kieran's going to be training pro fighters in there. We've got boxing classes going on there. You can go to duffyboxing.com or follow us on Instagram as well, which is Duffy Boxing Elite Training Centre, I think it is, or Duffy Boxing Training Centre. Yeah, get us on there as well, and you can keep up with everything that we're doing. But yeah, it's exciting times, mate.
People who don't know the exact location, if you know the Copper Box Arena, which a lot of boxing fans, of course, watching this will, a thrown stones away from the Copper Box.
Literally 2-minute walk. That's what I'm saying. Like the Olympic Park, Copper Box. That's exactly where we're at. So yeah, Tandy Place, 6 Tandy Place.
What's the reception been like? Has it gone down well?
Come on, man, look at that. The reception's been absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I mean? I think we've got Tony Yoka's coming down, Simon Jordan's coming down as well. We've got young Razor Ali's here, Dan Aziz is inside. So yeah, we've had a lot of support from the boxing world, and yeah, the media turnout's been brilliant as well. Sky Sports News, ITV have got involved as well. So yeah, we've had a lot of support, and I think that's because what we're trying to do, you know, not just for the boxers, but for the kids of the community, kids of the area, getting them off the streets, and you know what we're trying to achieve.
Okay, great to hear. Congratulations on the launch. Just away from the Spence,
Yeah.
just get your reflections and thoughts on Riyadh a couple of weeks ago. Devastating was the word, wasn't it?
Absolutely, man. Do you know what? And I'm so pleased that it happened the way that it did. I mean, Anthony Joshua over the last 12 months, those 4 fights that he's had, you go back to Jermaine Franklin and you go, he still weren't quite there. And then you fast forward to Robert Helenius and you go, come on, mate, let the shots go. We're in round 4, round 5. Steps in for the first time, round 7, boom. That was the beginning of the improvements of Anthony Joshua, the rebirth of Anthony Joshua, really. I think that's probably a better way of putting it. From then, he regained that in confidence because he got that showreel knockout, do you know what I mean? And that was so important. Fast forward to December out in Saudi Arabia, Otto Wallin, a lot of people picked to win that fight. He said, listen, he's a tricky southpaw. It's going to be a difficult fight for AJ. It depends what sort of frame of mind he comes in. He dominated and blew him away, and then the Francis Ngannou was another banana skin, wasn't it? When you think about that and you go, the performance he put in against Tyson Fury, forget whatever shape Fury was in or whatnot, you look at Ngannou and go, that was a good performance. He pushed the WBC champ to the wire. You look at that and go, come on, AJ, don't slip up here, mate. But he just went in there and done what a boxer should do to an MMA fighter. Went in there and just iced him, man. I thought it was a calculated performance, but showed that the old Anthony Joshua was back. And that Anthony Joshua goes with any heavyweight right now.
Does he beat Tyson Fury?
He goes with any heavyweight right now. You're only going off last performances, and I know we won't see. Look, Tyson Fury right now looks in fantastic shape, which is great to see. You know, and I think that it was a shame that he got that cut. Thankfully, the fight is back on May the 18th, and training's going well because he does look phenomenal. We won't ever see that Tyson Fury in the ring again against Ngannou, the one that boxed against Ngannou, and if we do, that means Tyson Fury's on the decline. Because that was a terrible performance. And you go off AJ's last performance, you go, this is a fight, like, you know, 12 months ago, you would have said, this is 80-20 in favour of Tyson Fury on who wins this fight. Now you fast forward 12 months, you go, that's a 50-50 fight. You've got to give AJ a real shot in that one. So, yeah, that's an interesting fight if that ever happens, and hopefully it does happen.
Mention the cut there. There was a lot of heated debate between Tyson's promoter, Frank Warren, and TalkSport. Obviously, who you work for and you feature a lot on the station, Spencer. What do you sort of make of the dynamic at the moment between TalkSport, Team Tyson and Queensbury as well now?
Listen, I think that it's a relationship that I hope gets healed, because I think TalkSport is a fantastic platform and a huge platform, and it's good for the boxers, it's good for the promotions, it's good for the pay-per-view sales. Do you know what I mean? TalkSport give great coverage. They've got a huge platform where it's not boxing fans, it's just boxing fans that listen. You know, when you go on various stations, you go Sky Sports Boxing, it's only a boxing fan that watches that. On TalkSport, you've got all the other sports as well that are listening in. You do a show and all of a sudden you capture a different audience, and all of a sudden that audience then invests in you, go, oh, I like this geezer, and they start following you. So TalkSport is great for that. It's a very big platform, and you know, it's a shame what's happened between TalkSport and Tyson Fury and the relationships and whatnot. Listen, I think that sometimes people can be too sensitive about certain situations. People have got opinions, and that's what it is. That's the game, you know. You feed off those opinions instead of going throwing the negative out there and, you know, blaming the station and whatnot. And I think that, you know, Tyson Fury and the situation happened when the cut happened and whatnot. It was like, do you know what I mean? There was so many conspiracy theories floating around, like, oh, has he cut himself? Was he not in shape? This and that. You could see what it was. He was in sparring, got hit with a shot, or whether it was a punch or an elbow, and it opened his eye. It was legitimate. Everyone knew that. And I think that...
But I think that's where Frank wasn't happy, where...
No, because I think it was Adam Catchall had said, yeah, like, oh, you know, is that old footage or is it what it was? But when he recognised what it was, I think he then accepted that. But I think the damage had already been done because Adam threw it out there, and maybe that was a wrong thing to do. But since then, obviously, Catchall, I think, has apologised for that and said, listen, I got it wrong.
Well, one thing I know, it's not you that's in the firing line with them, 100%.
Yeah,
You're all right.
Yeah, well, it should be. Because, you know what I mean? Listen, ultimately, I'm a boxing fan, do you know what I'm saying? And I want to see Fury back at his best, and I want to see him in against AJ. Do you know what I'm saying? And I want those fights because Fury, you know, Fury's the dominant figure of our era of boxing. Do you know what I'm saying? But to make legacies and modern eras, the best have got to fight the best. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, the biggest fight in boxing, not just... It's one of the biggest fights in boxing heavyweight history. You know what I mean? So, like, because it's this modern era fight that we all want to see. Hopefully the Saudis can make that. I think what they're doing out there is great because obviously, you know, they're making the fights happen now that we thought we may never get. And that's because of the politics of boxing which they've taken out. You know, like the purse splits, whether it's 60-40 one way or the other, or who gets a pay-per-view split or whatever else. The Saudis have deleted all that out. So maybe the boxing fans are not getting the fights they want on these shores, but now we've got like this heavyweight Super League going on out there and we're getting the fights that we wanted to see. So at least we'll see the fights that we want. So credit to them for doing that.
Yeah, another one rumoured, Ronnie Shields, Filip Hrgovic's trainer, has put it out there. There's talks with Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgovic on June 1st.
Absolutely, and it's a huge fight. You know, it's a huge fight. I think that's a fight that people would love to see. And the winner of that, where does the winner of that go? The winner of that goes to box maybe Anthony Joshua. Imagine that. You know, and that's that's where we're at right now, because you think you got Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, yeah? If that fight goes the way we think it's going to go, it might go down to the wire. It could go one way or the other. They've got the return clause in there. So if they have the return clause, Anthony Joshua's sitting there waiting. You could get, let's say, Daniel Dubois versus Filip Hrgovic. Winner boxes Anthony Joshua. Winner boxes the winner of that. So what I'm saying is, there's huge fights to be made out there, but the Saudis will make that happen because money talks.
Now, Spencer, appreciate this is a sensitive topic, and it's more for people who work directly for Boxer, but I'm sure you'd have seen the Times article that came out that said reportedly that Boxer are sending ticket money to a mystery third party. It was in the Times. Just a comment on that article, Spencer?
I can't really comment on it because I don't really know too much about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I've seen the article and whatnot. I've not had a chance to speak to Ben Shalom or anyone that's involved in Boxer. So, yeah, it's difficult to comment on because I don't know anything about it. You know, and it's like, I'll probably get people saying on here now, yeah, right, of course, don't, whatever else, this and that. I don't, because I don't deal with that side of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm employed to do something totally different. So, yeah, my answer to that is sorry, mate, I can't comment on that.
Fair enough. Well, listen, congratulations on the launch of this gym. Hopefully it all goes well for you and Johnny. And, yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, get to DuffyBoxing.com, is it?
DuffyBoxing.com, yeah, or we can get us on Instagram as well, Duffy Boxing Elite Training Centre.
Actually come down and do a session here.
Come down here, man. 6-handed place is right. It's a stone throw away from the Copper Box, so I'd love to get you down there.
Spencer Oliver, BoxNation, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Umar. Great to see you again, mate.